Every Android device before this phone was boring. Always na lang pabilisan ng processor, palakihan na lang ng megapixel sa camera, at panipisan na lang ng bezel sa display. Yung iba nga, pagandahan na lang ng LED flash. Ang bastos mo! Konting-konti na lang talaga nagbibigay ng something new, something innovative. Just like the Infinix Note 40 Pro Plus 5G. Kita nyo ba yan? Oh. Guys, for the first time ever, isang Android device ay meron ng magnetic charging sa likod. Parang si iPhone. Oh, urig! To no? Meron siyang magpad charging. With this, pwede ka na mag-charge ng paganito or paganito habang naglalaro. Charging. Goodbye kable sa side. Bakit hindi naisip to ni Asus ROG? Gumawa pa ng USB Type-C sa gilid. Pwede na palang magnet sa likod.
Huwag kayo iiyak.
Pwede siya kahit anong magnet, guys. Basta magnet. Pwede. Magnetic surface, pwede mo siya idikit. Magnetic power banks. Uy. Nag-charge din. Ayun o. Indicator na nag-charge. At sobrang makapit pa. Now this is the Infinix Note 40 Pro Plus 5G at na-review na to last month sa Malaysia. Well, partially, no, unboxing lang pala yun. But this time around, you will know more about this product. Kung ano ginagawa niya, yung mga ibang features niya, kung gano'ng kabilis yung kanyang charging, guys. 100 watt fast charging po daw siya. Wired. Meron pa siyang 20 watts wireless charging sa likod. Can charge using a magpad, a magnetic power bank, and even a magnetic stand. Just like this from Belkin. Finally, this technology that was exclusive to iPhone has crept down to the Infinix Note 40 Pro Plus 5G pricing. And the pricing is pretty nice. Pero yun, let's review this phone. Ako si Vince and you're watching Unbox Diaries. Woohoo! Oh, by the way, if you want to check out the full specs of this phone, punta ka lang sa unboxdiaries.com. We've got it all for you. Oh, I forgot about the specs of this phone. Ano ba yun? Dimensity 7020 5G processor, 24GB of extended RAM, 256GB of internal storage, meron pa siyang 108MP OIS camera, 32MP selfie camera, may 3D curved 120Hz Corning Gorilla Glass 5 display, identical to the Infinix 030 5G. Baka mas mura pa to kasi nga 0 yon, ito Note series lang. Ito ay leather back din, just like the 030 5G. No? Sobrang benta kasi ng phone na yon. Na just like what I said on my unboxing video, yung kanyang itsura ay kamukhang-kamukha ni 030 5G in every way. May konting differences lang. Like for example, yung kanyang camera module, feeling ko yung kanyang only difference is yung kanyang ilaw sa likod, which has this particular RGB lighting sa likod na parang Siri yung itsura. Yung flash pala niya is ganito yung itsura. Kapag wala si Siri sa likod. Hindi pala si Siri yun na. Kamukha lang ni Siri. Pero ang lakas ng flash. Look at that. At meron siya sa harapan. Meron siyang 360 lighting. For your selfies and for your portrait shots. Nakakasilo yun ah. Also guys, naka-level niya kanyang camera lens sa kanyang camera module. So flat na po siya. Mas elegant na po siya tingnan. Mas maayos na compared before. Now just like the 030 5G, the design is 3D curved display. Curve sa harapan, curve sa likod. Meron siyang leather na likod at meron siyang hindi. Di ko na sure kung glass or plastic yung ibang models, but this one is vegan leather sa likod. Feels like your wallet kapag hinawakan mo. Tapos sa gitna, meron siyang gold sheen. Pero plastic na to. Which is good for making this phone quite light. Medyo malaki lang yung kanyang punch hole sa harapan. This thing also has dual speakers. JBL pa. JBL or JBL? Feeling ko CEO si JBL. 3 letters kasi. MVP, NVD. Eto na si Insan ko! Now, even though it looks like the 030 5G, this is gonna be the main difference between those two, which is yung kanyang casing. And I think lagi mong gagamitin siya with the casing because hindi mo gumagana yung kanyang magnet kapag wala yung case. Pwede rin ba pa side? OMG. Kaya pala may handle. Pang selfie, guys! Habang nagpa-photo ka pa? Whoa! This casing technically converts your phone. For most people, parang ordinary lang naman. Charging with a case. But little do you know that this thing actually makes this phone from something ordinary into something innovative. Now, all of a sudden, lahat ng accessories ni iPhone 15 Pro Max sa MagSafe charging ay pwede na rin sa kanya. This magnetic stand, marketed as a stand for the iPhone para sa kanyang likod, now pwede na rin sa kanya. Itong 2,000 pesos na Belkin charger na stand din, ay pwede na rin sa kanya. O diba, pwede mo siyang gamitin ng ganito? Or ganito. Sobrang game-changing guys. Yung iba, kailangan mo pang i-clip, may clip-clip pa. Messy yung dating. Siyempre for me, ito. Oh my God, game-changing. Nag-charge pa siya habang nakagat sa likod. Oh, and it's not in the way of your landscape gaming. In terms of charging speed, mamaya pa para sa inyo kung gano'n siya kabilis mag-charge. But right now, 20 watts wireless charging na po siya dito sa likod. Is it gonna be enough to play your games wirelessly sa rank game. Kung sakali 1% na lang ba, mabubuhay pa rin ba siya? You will see. Now, speaking of the charging, the thing that makes this special is its dedicated charging processor, the Cheetah X1 chip. Etong chip na to ay hindi lang siya for show. This chip pretty much handles every aspect of the charging. Akala nyo ba straightforward lane charging from 0 to 100%? No. Actually, what happens in the first few minutes is dun siya yung pinaka mabilis mag-charge. Pinakamalaking power na binibigay, pinakamalakas yung heat when charging your phone. Diba napansin nyo guys, kapag ka low bat po siya, first time you charge siya, medyo umiinit yung phone. And what the processor does is that it manages the power input, the speed for each charging levels. Siguro from 0 to 10% ganito siya kabilis, 0 to 15% ganito, 30, 50, 80. Kaya napapansin nyo guys, kapag 90% na medyo bumabagal ng konti kasi nga it requires the least amount of power. Kasi hindi naman urgent. Di ko na sure kung ganito rin yung setup sa mga ibang smartphones, but having a dedicated chip means much less workload for the main processor. And of course, siguro mga specialized features niya like bypass charging. Pati yung kanyang extreme temperature survivability. Kaya niya mag-survive ng negative 20 degrees Celsius habang nagcha-charge. What? Saan mo naman gagamitin sa Pilipinas yon? Sa refrigerator? Kahit sa Baguio, hindi nagne-negative. Siguro kapatan ng ibang bansa, yon. North Pole charging, let's test it out right now. Pero yun, gano'n ba talaga kabilis yung kanyang charging speed? Ito na po. Ito in just 5 minutes, 25% agad siya. And in 10 minutes, nag-double din, 48%. 15 minutes, 69%. Medyo bastos na ang pinapakitang numbers. Ginalingan kasi. 20 minutes, 85% na po siya. Grabe. And in just 25 minutes, 100% na po siya. Iba na yung background ko. That was fast. Wala naman siya hintayin pa. Actually, nung pumunta kami sa Malaysia, puro siya all-round fast charge. Yun yung kanyang marketing. And I think ito yung kanyang pinaka-value talaga. The way you're gonna use the phone right now is gonna be way different from any other Android smartphone. Kasi ngayon, marami ka ng choices for the accessories. Tapos, tinan nyo to, kapag ka nag-charge siya, umiilaw po siya ng parang ganyan, nakamukha ni Siri. This is nice kapag ka nakataob siya ng ganyan, may notification na nag-pop up, or chinarge mo yung phone, or kapag meron tumatawag sa'yo, lalabas din po siya. Notification light po siya. Which is hindi masyado halata sa daylight, pero sa gabi, kitang-kita po siya, lalo na kapag patay yung ilaw. A very cool but not so necessary addition. Now, one more thing na hindi masyado pinapoint out sa marketing is yung kanyang tibay. This thing has a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 display. Ouch! Ah! Oh. Bibirol pa pala to. Wala pa guys, wala pang gas-gas or dents. Dalawang beses na yan! Hindi to alam ni Infinix, hindi to alam na kanilang mga PR. Kahit yung mga staff ko hindi alam na gagawin ko yun. It's not scripted. Kaya kinakabahan talaga sila sa akin. Pwede siya mabasag sa ating shoot ngayon. At and yung B-rolls natin, puro basag na yung display. Ayun. Pwede mangyari yun. Pero yung iba dyan, just like the Honor X9B, hindi po lahat yun ay matibay. Yung iba nababasag po kapag defective yung unit. Now, I'm not sure kung Corning Gorilla Glass back ba yung ibang color, but this one is leather yung likod. Pero yung harapan is Corning Gorilla Glass 5. And based from experience, kung ano may nakita nyo sa aking ik-ok video before, pinapangpukpok sa pako, yes, it also applies to those as well. Pero tsaka na yun, para mas marami akong views sa TikTok. May kasabihan nga, do not put all your eggs in your brief. Huh? Did you? Now, overall, the phone is pretty light. No? Sobrang gaan niya, sobrang nipis niya. Yung display niya sobrang elegant, sobrang bright din niya. 120Hz na po to. AMOLED din po siya. Na-feeling ko same na same yung display kay 035G, promise. I think this is definitely that display. Parang nilagay lang yung part dito. Since phase out na si 035G, nilipat lahat ng kanilang display dito. Ganun ang nangyari. Pero grabe ka nipis. Ang ganda talaga ng design, sobrang nipis. Na before, para makakuha ng ganitong klaseng design, you'll have to shell out 30,000 pesos. Now, under 14K, may flagship level design ka na. Actually, I compared it sa Vivo V30, Oppo Reno 11. Ganito yung design, guys. Sa likod lang sila nagkakaiba. Sipin nyo yun? Ganun sila ka-similar. Pero medyo malaki lang yung punch hole for me, for my taste. But the bezels, look at the bezels. Sobrang nipis. When you're watching movies, playing games, sobrang sagad niya tingnan. Parang lumulutang sa ere. Yung content. The sound by JBL, do not be fooled. Pero naka-dual stereo speakers naman siya, so which is good for gaming and watching movies for better immersion. Meron siyang IR blaster to turn on the TV just like this. Yes, paano naman nagawa yun? Secret. Oh, by the way, meron siyang 55-degree na angle daw sa kanyang curve. This is opposed sa 60-degree angle ni 035G. With this, napansin namin na mas responsive siya for gaming. Kasi guys, the more the curve yung display, mas ano yung angle niya, mas less usable siya dun sa kanyang gilid kapag pinipindot mo. But here, sobrang responsive po niya dun sa gilid. So very useful po siya sa Mobile Legends kapag pinipindot mo yung shop or any kind of button dun sa edges niya, ay very responsive. And guys, it does have a 1500 Hz touch sampling rate. This Philippine variant is now a much better product than it was before, and it's getting me a little bit more excited. Now with a combination of a pretty nice display and pretty immersive sound, this thing will truly deliver sa gaming and pretty much any multimedia that you throw at it. Yun nga lang sa Antutu benchmark, I was expecting more. Madami lang kasi naumay sa Helio G99. Pero sabi ng mga brands, hindi po, wag mo na. Ito pang Ultra, ito pang Ultimate, ito pang Super Mega, G99 power. Guys, hindi natin po ito G99. Naka-Dimensity 7025G processor na po siya. 150,000 points Antutu benchmark po ang binibigay niya. Hopefully ma-update siya in the near future na at least 500 siya, 500,000. Pero overall, in terms of operation sa Facebook, sa home screen, napakabilis guys, napaka-smooth. Akala mo flagship talaga na performance. Sa gaming na nagkakatalo. Sa Mobile Legends, ito na yung tsura niya. Naka-ultra graphics na siya, not super refresh rate, and so far guys, sobrang smooth naman niya sa Mobile Legends. 60 FPS, very smooth, no frame drops whatsoever, pero and yes, just like what I said earlier, yung kanyang gilid ay very responsive guys. Hindi pumapalya dito sa shop, kahit 3D curved display po siya. And yung gyroscope, sobrang okay. Lalo na sa Call of Duty, sobrang responsive and accurate. They really want you to play games on this phone. Yung nga lang, in terms of performance, syempre, it could have been better. Pero, look at this guys, yung optimization niya, meron siya max frame rates, pero naka-low graphics lang po kapag ganito. If you want the better graphics, medium graphics po, tapos very max frame rates lang. Pero wow, it does play very smoothly when playing Call of Duty at these kind of settings. Very optimized. Hindi na siya okay sa Genshin Impact, yun lang. So, feeling namin ito dahil sa kanyang processor, but in reality, yung kanyang optimization from Hoyoverse. Ayun. Hoyoverse! Anong ginagawa nyo? Yung optimize to for this phone. Hindi namin kasalanan yan, hindi nagbabayad sa Infinix. Ayaw nga, may ganun pala guys. So, extra optimization means, you know, extra care for a particular model. Ganun talaga guys. Sa sobrang daming cellphone, syempre, kailangan merong tutok ng developer. Pag may tutok ng developer, may bayad po yan. O, kailangan mag-Salt Bay dapat. Pero guys, even at the lowest setting, 60 frames per second, medyo nagkakaroon ng frame drops here and there. Supposedly, kahit 450,000 lang naman to, it should be playing very smoothly naman, at least sa lowest graphics. Ayun na naman, no, napansin ko. Pero guys, just like what I told you, mas marami kang pwedeng gawin talaga for gaming, especially for landscape gaming. Yun, no, di ba? May suporta pa dito sa table. Or kung gusto mo ito, di ba? Pwede na. Or ayaw mo ng kable. Ito, wireless charging. Yan. Ayan. So, ang okay kasi dito guys is pwede mo siyang ganito or pwede mo siyang ganyan para hindi siya tinatama. Oh, di ba? Sheesh! Na for me, yung pinaproblem talaga sa mga ganito is medyo bulky sila, di ba? Yung 10,000 mAh guys na mga power bank is medyo bulky para sa likod. Especially pag ganito. Yuck. Pero meron naman mga 5,000 mAh na ganito guys na mas portable, mas maliit, mas kasya sa pocket nyo. This one, yes, kasya pa rin to sa pocket nyo. This one is still pocketable. Just like that. Oh. Yan guys, kita nyo na. Pero talaga, ito talaga yung game changer sa kanya guys. Kahit saan magpunta, sa kama, sa CR, nag-charge pa rin siya wirelessly, just like that. That before was only exclusive dito. Pwede na. The future is with you, Infinix. Pag mo ibigay kay Tecno Itel.
Hindi, wow.
Pero ito marami ang kinakabahan sa kanyang camera. The Note series has never been the camera powerhouse. Alam na marami na pangit ang camera ng mga Note 30 last year. Pagdakit ng Note 30, sobrang bluish, sobrang blur. Well, good news, guys. Finally, feeling ko lang this is the same camera as the Note 30 VIP. Yun lang talaga nag-stand out sa Note 30 kasi VIP. May magandang camera na isang Note 30. Last year, Note 30 Pro, 30 4G. Alam mo yung meron kang 108MP pero nahihiya kang ipakita yung 108MP powers mo. Guys, ito guys, ibang-iba na ba to? So, una ko napansin is, mas maayos na yung kanyang image processing dito. It's not super over-processed just like the Note 30 series. White balancing is very good, especially sa 3x lossless zoom niya. Ito yung mga sample ng mga portrait shots niya. Uy, ganda diba? Sobrang okay yung kanyang skin tones dito. Okay na okay din yung kanyang HDR. The dynamic range is just so good at balancing out the brightest parts and the darkest parts of the image. In terms of the outdoor shots, talagang maganda ang kanyang camera. Very good contrast, decent colors, but it's not gonna blow you away. There are some other brands that offer much more professional, much more balanced out, much more accurate color. Di ko nasasabihin dito kung ano yun. But overall, basta sa lineup ni Infinix, sobrang ganda na to for me. Ito pa yung itsura na kanyang selfie camera. This is 32 megapixel and kayo na pong bahala kung gusto niyo ba siya or hindi. For me, okay na okay po yan yung selfie camera. Very good skin tones, very close sa kay Vivo and Oppo in terms of image processing. Sa low light naman guys, na medyo pansin mo talaga na medyo may over-processing na nangyayari, may over-sharpening to compensate the quite soft image quality na nakuha mo sa isang low light environment. But the good thing about this camera is medyo okay na yung kanyang white balancing sa low light. Kasi usually, kapag low light, medyo bluish talaga yung itsura ko. Kahit kay 035G, very bluish yung skin tones ko. Dito may slight pagka-blue pa rin. Slight na lang, no? It's moving on to that spectrum of medyo warm na para sa aking studio. Pero kung sobrang dilim talaga guys, yun, medyo nahihirapan na siya ng konti. It's kind of pulling some parts sa kanyang image quality. Like for example, hindi na gano'n kaganda yung kulay, medyo malayo na sa skin tone talaga sa toong buhay, mga gano'n. Pero basta meron kang okay talaga na ilaw sa bahay, medyo magiging okay naman yung itsura mo dito sa camera niya. Sa video, up to 2K 30 frames per second naman siya. At meron siyang 1080p 60 frames per second. Meron siyang EIS pero 1080p 30 FPS yung kanyang default. It's even got Ultra Video Enhancement on. Ito yung comparison ng without the video enhancement at yung meron. And as you can see, mas okay, mas sharp naman na konti yung kanyang image. Ginagamit to guys pagka medyo low light na. Ayun. Pricing is important, especially for this phone. And the price is 13,999 pesos for the 24 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage. Pero guys, kung di mo kaya to, meron pa siyang non-plus version si Infinix Note 40 Pro na 10,999 pesos lang. Ito po yung kanyang variant. Hindi siya 5G, mas mabagal ang konti kanyang charging, pero same design. At mag-safe na rin. Infinix Note 40 Pro plus 5G is a very innovative, very exciting product na di ko akalain na mag-creep out sa mid-range segment ng mga Android. Actually, a lot of us have been using iPhones in our lives and sobrang useful talaga nitong feature na to. Not only does it help us hands-free sa mga ibang accessories, but also very real and useful accessories just like true wireless charging. I always believe that tech is hindi lang pabilisan guys, but also making sure that your life is much easier, much more interesting. The same thing na kung ano man ginawa ni Facebook para sa buhay mo, or internet, or ni Google, ni Tinder, ni Viva Max. Ngayon, mas marami ka ng Viva Max time dito. Hindi ka na maubusan. Kahit sa CR ka pa. Kaya bili ka na pati yung partner mo. Para habang kausap kayo, LDR, matagal maubos. Matagal ang usapan. Mas mabigat lang ang palo sa mukha kapag inaanto ka lang. If you wanna see more crazy contents just like this one, mag-subscribe ka lang, diba? So that you don't miss any of my great content sa bins and you're watching Unbox Diaries. Woohoo!